I want to thank you guys for jumping in here. Thank you for taking the time to tune it in here. So if it's your first time to the channel, welcome to the channel. You know, once you listening to some of this video, if you like what you're seeing, think about hitting that subscribe button down in the corner. If you're a returning visitor here, returning viewer, I really appreciate your support, appreciate you tuning in, and appreciate you listening through on this one. So we're gonna get started here. But I wanted to throw a disclaimer out here really quick. I am not an electrician. I'm working on my own house. I do a lot of electrical stuff. Everything that I think I can handle, everything that I'm familiar with. I have done wiring in the past and everything like that, and certainly wired electrical outlets in rooms and stuff like that. But in your situation, may be different. If there is anything in this video that you are uncomfortable, unfamiliar with, you know, certainly in your area, make sure you consult with an electrician for your codes, because every place is different, everything like that. It might be different in your situation and kind of what you're dealing with. So make sure you consult an electrician before you start a project like this, at least ask them about it. And there's always an opportunity to hire an electrician, but at least from the learning standpoint, you'll know what they were doing, why they did it. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll just jump right into it. So what we're doing today, we're gonna be wiring a 240 outlet from the fuse panel in our basement out to the garage. So we have a plug. So what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be wiring a 240 outlet so that we will have the ability to charge our Tesla vehicle at a much higher rate than the regular standard issue 110 outlet. So the 110 outlet gives you about 6 miles per hour of charge, a maximum of 6 miles, I should say. It's closer to probably 4 or 5. And running it through a 240, which is almost, you know, double the voltage in a sense, you get upwards of 30, which is great. So I'm gonna plug it in. By the time she leaves in the morning, 12 hours later, she's gonna have more than enough charge. We can get about 330 miles on a complete full charge with the car anyway, so it's more than enough to make it the next day into standard use. We wanted to go with the 240 outlet, so if she came home and we still had to run out and do, you know, go shopping or something like that, that we would always have enough charge. We used a 6-3 wire. It's a 6 gauge, which is really heavy gauge, and I'll show you that in a minute here. And so it's a little bit trickier to work. It's a real stiff wire, so it's really tricky to work with, but it's also got 3 wires in there in addition to a grounding wire. So the grounding wire is gonna be a bare wire. It's a bare copper colored wire, and then you're gonna have 3 other wires. In a 6-3 setup, you have a black and a red, which are both line wires. They are active live wires once you hook it up. And then you also have a white wire, which is a neutral. You'll find the neutral wire in everything that you're wiring anyway. So you're gonna have 2 line wires and a neutral. And that's what you kind of get with the outlet. So we also have the actual 240 outlet, which actually has 4 prong openings on it. The junction box that we used, and then basically that's it. So I measured initially before I started this, I measured the distance from the fuse panel to up through the ceiling, through the garage to where I wanted it to come out. And then, you know, ordered the wire. I'll actually have links to everything down at the bottom if it's something you guys are interested in. You can buy that wire a little bit cheaper if you buy it as a length that's cut. It's cut versus going to, you know, one of those box stores and buying it by the foot. Now you're buying it by the foot in this case, but instead of buying something that's pre-packaged in a foot dimension or foot length, this is something that comes longer, so it's cheaper for the company to make. Saves you a little bit of money too. So the total cost of this project, the wire was the most expensive. It's about $100 for 50 feet of it, and that's what I used. And then the outlet, you know, $5. The junction box is like $1, and then the faceplate's a couple dollars too. So you're not looking at you know, too crazy of a total cost in this. Certainly a lot cheaper than some other options too. So with that, we'll kind of jump right into it, and then I'll get going. I'm going to show you kind of the wire through the wall already, and then I'm going to show you the install of the fuse panel downstairs, and then the hookup and setup from there. So like I said, like every other video you watch, if you have any questions, throw them down in the comments, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we'll jump right into it. And so you can see that I cut a hole in the wall, and then my stud is right there to the left. You can kind of see there. And then I've got my wire, and it's fed in from my basement area where it comes from, where my fuse panel is. And I have it separated out, being the ground in the red and then the white and the black. Now, a 240 outlet is designed to be kind of upside down in a way that you'd think of it, in that the ground, the kind of half circle slot there, is designed to be up. And this prevents, you know, cord pressure from pulling the outlet out and then ungrounding it while it's in there. It's designed to be like that. So you want to kind of get it set up and ready to go. So you can have two hot loads, being the black and the red, and then the white being the neutral, and then of course the ground. You get a 240 volt power current. So what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm just gonna basically hook them up. So each of these pieces just kind of go into the back here. You can kind of see there, they're screwed down. I'm gonna run it through my box. So you can see here, I've got the outlet wired up, screwed in place. This is the exact location that I wanted to have it, so that I can hook up to it and be good to go. So it was very difficult. It's one of the hardest outlets I've had to install, just because the wire is so tight, the space is so small. But in the end, it should do the trick. So set up this faceplate right here. It's a standard issue 240 cover, face cover. I'm gonna put this on. I'll show you guys what that looks like, and then we'll go downstairs and I'll show you kind of the wire to the fuse. We'll go from there. And then we're good to go. So that's our faceplate all installed, ready to go. From here, I'm gonna go downstairs, we'll take a look at the wiring, and we'll make it happen. So like I said from upstairs, so we are running, it's kind of hard to see a little bit here, but we are running the cord through here. That actually, on the other side of this is the garage, where we had the 240 outlet hooked up. And then this is my 6.3 cord. So you can kind of see, and I showed you on the other side, how thick and hardy this stuff is. You can kind of see it here, right? The 6.3, there's actually 3 cords in there in the ground. They're kind of hidden under that sheath. But what I'm gonna be doing from here is I'm gonna be running it up through the channel, all the way over to the other side, and then it's gonna go right over there to my fuse panel. So once it connects to my fuse panel, we'll get it going there. So I'm gonna run this, and then I'm gonna jump right back in with the fuse. So as you can see, I've got my fuse panel opened up. That's what it looks like underneath the thing. There's my wire right to the right. Now that's my 6.3 wire that we were showing before that I ran through the ceiling. You can kind of see it there, and then into the fuse panel. And then this is my breaker. Now this is the type of breaker that goes in for this box that I have. So you want to make sure that you get the breaker that matches your box, otherwise it won't work, and then more importantly, it won't fit. So basically I'm just going to be hooking up my black and red wires right to here. It's kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see it there. My white wire to my panel on the top, my ground wire to my ground panel, which has a green, conveniently has a green screw on it. So I know that that's the ground. And then plugging it in and flipping it on, going from there. So once I get this all hooked up. So as you can see here, I've got everything kind of closed back up. You can see my 240 breaker down at the bottom. This is a 50 amp. This is what's required for the car. The 240 home charger, or the 240 outlet anyway. And then I marked it on my thing for the Tesla garage. That's the wire. So we're all set down here. Everything's good to go on my breaker. So we'll head up to the garage and we'll take a look at the voltage test. So I'm back in my garage, and I've got kind of a standard issue, sort of a little bit souped up voltage meter. I've got it set to volts, the 500. You can kind of see my voltmeter. You basically want to check to make sure that you're getting 240 from both lines, both hots, which I have 245, so that's good. Then you want to check the neutral in the line. You should have 120, and then you go to your ground. You should have 120 coming into there, 120 coming into there as well. So when we do that, we can check it and we know that we're getting the full 240. So then all we've got to do from here, hook up our adapter, which is the NEMA 1450, the one that I kind of showed you before. This is the one from Tesla. This is the NEMA 1450. This allows you to plug into the 240, and then this part plugs into your car, or the cord that comes with your car anyway, that already comes with it. And then you plug it in, charge it up, and you should be good to go. So kind of like I was saying in the very beginning, make sure if you have any questions or anything like that about what you're doing, you always consult an electrician. You want to have it checked just to make sure that you're good to go. It never hurts, and make sure you know what you're doing before you do it. So that's kind of my disclaimer in there. But if you have any questions on what we did, be sure to throw them down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them, kind of go over that kind of stuff too. Other than that, you should be good to go. And now you can charge at home. You don't have to worry about a supercharger. This is assuming you have a garage or someplace to put the outlet in, and then just kind of go from there. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay safe out there. Have a great day.